just inside the third base bag, which is colored red for Independence Day today. Second base is blue, and first in its traditional white. Hal Hughes takes a first pitch just below the knees for ball one.
I believe they painted the batter's boxes today as well. The lefty batter's box on the right side of the plate painted blue, and then, of course, the righty batter's box red.
Tough to tell, though, with all the moisture at this point. The 1-0. Hughes swings and fouls it straight back out of play.
Yeah, and you get guys, too, who like to kick around the dirt, try and get into position, and, you know, there's all this set up to make sure a baseball diamond looks so pristine at the start of a game, and, well, that lasts about an inning and a half.
The 1-1, breaking ball check swing. They appeal down to first, and no, he did not. So 2-1 the count. Hughes, formerly of LSU, now of Rice. One of the returnees from last year for Harwich. So far this season, 231. No homers, 3 RBIs. Runner going, ground ball towards second, bobbled it short. The throw is late, but he got him just in time. A great recovery by Neto, who slipped a little bit, but was able to make a throw and just barely gets Hughes at first for out number 2.
Yeah, he's got a cannon over there. That's a tough play to be able to recover from after bobbling it. I mean, if you're Harwich, you still take it, even though you got the guy over at first having been thrown out, because if he didn't bobble it, that's a double play, and this inning's over. So be fortunate you still have a guy in Max Codier who's now standing on second base, back to the top of the lineup.
Ben Malgeri, who struck out swinging to be in the ball game, has one in scoring position with 2 down as he watches strike 1 from Harrison Rutkowski on the inside corner. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Rutkowski with 6 shutout innings in his first appearance for the Whitecaps, and he's picking up right where he left off thus far, but he's in a little bit of trouble here with Codier standing a few steps off second. The 0-1 from the lefty. Hit on the ground to third. Tough play. Gloved. The throw is a little high off the bag, but he kept his foot on at the last second, and Malgeri is out. The inning is over. So the Mariners pick up their first hit. Their first run, however, will have to wait. We're through 2.5 from this 4th of July edition of Mariners Baseball. Brewster leads Harwich 3-0. You're listening to the Mariners Radio Network. Home half of inning number 3 from Stony Brook Field. Colin Casey alongside Tim Foley on this Independence Day. Appreciate you spending your holiday with us here on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Tim Manning back out to kind of avenge a second inning where he gave up 3 runs, but Tim, not all of it was on him. He didn't get too much help in the infield as well. So how do you bounce back if you're a pitcher after giving up 3 runs and finding yourself pitching from behind?
I mean, he had a really solid first inning. Just focus on that, and really you don't have to change all too much because, like you said, that was a lot of the infield's doing. The fact that that inning was his busiest of the day, busiest for either side of the day. So Manning, I think, still he's got his stuff, and he shouldn't look to change his mentality too much right now here in the third.
Colin Davis digs in for his second trip. He struck out looking, the lone strikeout that Manning has thus far. Florida Gator works from the windup. First pitch grounded right back to Manning. He fields it on a hop, underhands it to Beloso at first, and it's one pitch, one out to begin the home half of the third for Harwich.
And there you go. That's what you need to help stay in your rhythm. Just a quick, easy out. You stay involved. Quick shovel over to first. Nothing too difficult for Manning to handle.
So here's Zach Neto, who had a busy top of the third inning in the field, making a couple of really nice plays ranging to his left. He grounded out to end the first inning. Now he looks to get it done at the plate. Manning's first pitch, that one laid off, down and in. Seems like this crowd steadily growing with every half inning. Bleachers behind us, well, really within us at this point, are pretty packed. Showing bunt is Neto, but he can't get it inside the third baseline. It's foul.
That's the thing here with Stony Brook. No lights, 5 o'clock start time. Everyone gets out of work around 5 o'clock, and you finally get the family together, get everyone rolling down to the ballpark. So not too surprised to see it only filling up even more after it was already an impressive showing at first pitch.
Not to be that guy, Tim, but whoever's working on Independence Day might want to find themselves a new career.
Hey, I was making sandwiches earlier. You never
That's
know what
true.
people are doing.
Everyone here was working as the 1-1 is in there for a called strike. Of course, Tyler Henry is right behind us operating Twitter, or at least attempting to, based on his current internet connection. He's able to come in. I think he was the only one who actually had today off out of us four on the media team, as the 1-2 is a breaking ball in the dirt. He was talking about a workout he had, so no days off for Tyler Henry.
Exactly.
He's got his head in his hands right now, just wanting to be anywhere else. And they're going to actually award first base to Neto, so I think the ball glanced off him, but now Coach Engler comes out of the dugout. He wants an explanation.
Yeah, nothing too egregious on the pitch, and of course, we're a bit befuddled as much as Coach E is, as we're unsure as to where it got him. Umpire must have had some kind of explanation for him, though. So next guy up.
That's got to be it, because there wasn't a swing, so it couldn't have been catcher's interference or anything like that. So we're going to assume that was a hit by pitch.
A lot of times, if it hit him, you figure the batter would have. I mean, maybe he didn't feel it, but you figure he'd try to sell it if he knew, and we didn't see that.
First pitch to Jake Thompson, who was hit last inning. That one was pretty clear, as the first pitch is in for a strike. But Neto stands on first. He's got 3 steals and has not been caught yet this year. The 0-1 fastball up and in.
And this is a Brewster Whitecaps team that does like to steal.
Yes, they do.
They lead the league right now with 22.
Colin Davis has 10 alone of those 22. More than double the next closest guy on his team. There goes the runner. Breaking ball, hit on the ground, past the dive of Beloso into right field for a base hit. On to third is Neto. He actually dove into second thinking that that throw was coming down. He popped right up and continued on to third base. So there'll be runners at the corners with 1 away following the single from Jake Thompson.
I mean, that was just a really nice jump. I think even if that ball wasn't hit and it found the mid of Levens, I think it would have been safe by a mile. He had a really good jump. He was already halfway before that ball had left Manning's hand. And, of course, a good speed there on the steal from Neto allows him to make his way all the way to third. So some heads-up base running by Brewster, and they're in a good position now to build on this lead.
So here's Sean Gusenberg, and he swings at the first pitch, lines it into right field for a base hit. Coming in to score is Neto. Held up at second, Thompson. RBI single, Sean Gusenberg, and the hits just keep on coming for the Whitecaps. They lead it 4-0.
Yeah, we're seeing it again now where for Brewster, a guy gets on and then just they keep finding ways to capitalize on that one single morsel of momentum, and it's now 3 straight guys on for Brewster after retiring the first one.
Manning working from the stretch. First pitch with runners at first and second is in for a strike to Will Simpson. Simpson lined out to left field, his first trip. Even some of the outs have been loud for the Whitecaps. They've had a couple of hard hit balls, including 2 line outs to Josh Hood out and left. Brock Wilkins had to make some nice plays at third as well. Breaking ball in the dirt for Manning, who's kind of disgusted with himself after that one. Levin's able to block it, so the runners stay with a 1-1 count.
Yeah, it's an important block with only 1 out. You don't want to have 2 guys out in scoring position.
Thompson off second, Goosenberg at first. The 1-1. Fastball up and away. Will Simpson out of the University of Washington. Came into today with a .250 batting average. 2-1, runners go. Manning misses high. Levins will throw down to second. The throw is close, but the tag just a fraction of a second too late from Codier. Both runners are safe, and you can tack on 2 more steals to that Whitecaps' unbelievable total on the season.
It just keeps adding up. I think now with the 1 from Neto and then the 2 from Thompson and Goosenberg, 25 now. And it was a good throw down to second. It just looked like perhaps the glove from, I believe it was Hughes who came over, was a bit too in front.
Ground ball to Wilkin at third. He checks the runner. Throw on to first is in time. A smart heads-up play by the Wake Forest third baseman, able to keep that 5th run from coming home, and a big out number 2 for the Mariners as they try to limit the damage.
Yeah, all it takes is just 1 glance at that base runner, and you're going to keep him pinned. He's not going to feel like running down to home because he knows you're watching him. So good heads-up move by Wilkin. Throw on to first to record the 2nd out, and now a huge opportunity for Brewster. Harwich is in need of a big out.
Dylan Carter watches a first pitch strike. He drove in a run with his first hit of the season last inning. Ripped one down the right field line. Thompson at third, Goosenberg at second. The 0-1. Fastball sliced foul off the left. Manning starting to get that aggressiveness back in his approach to the hitters.
Yeah, we haven't seen him ahead in the counts too much ever since that beginning of the 2nd inning.
Left-hander looks in. Now the 0-2. Breaking ball in there for a called strike 3, and Timmy Manning able to battle back after allowing a run to get out of the inning with just that 1 run allowed. We head to the 4th. Brewster 4, Harwich nothing. You're listening to 4th of July Harwich Mariners baseball on the Mariners Radio Network. Fourth inning from Brewster. The Mariners trail the Whitecaps by a score of 4-0. And now for the play-by-play, here's Fitchburg State's own Tim Foley.
Thanks, Colin. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters due up this inning for the Mariners. Tatum Blevins, Brock Wilkin, and Jordan Beck. And if you're Harwich, you're in need of a lengthier inning at the plate because right now Harrison Rutkowski is just cruising. He's given up the one hit, but aside from that, he's retired 9 out of the 10 batters that he's faced so far. So Tatum Levens, he'll step in from the lefty's batter's box. Going to Pitt this next year. First pitch he sees, he'll foul it off over the bleachers on the third base side. 0-1.
This is a big game for both teams. Why? Because the Eastern Division is as tight as it really has ever been, with the first and last place teams separated by just a game and a half.
The 0-1 pitch just misses below the knees. Count now 1-1. Certainly a tight division. Wide East standing atop it at 12 points. Orleans right behind them at 11. Brewster and Chatham with 10. Mariners with 9. 1-1 pitch on to Levens is chopped over to second. Throw on to first in time. And there's one down in the fourth.
Yeah, routine play over at second for Goosenberg. A high chopper. Kind of hesitated before charging it, realizing it was going to bounce on the dirt. Played it perfectly. Credit to the Whitecaps defense. I mean, obviously Rutkowski's been on one today, but defense has certainly done their job as well.
Yeah, you know, Rutkowski, he's leaving a lot out there for these Mariners batters to hit ground balls, and this defense following through, doing their jobs. First pitch to the new batter in Brock Wilkin. It's in for a called strike. Wilkin, his last at bat, lined out to the shortstop Neto to end the first inning. Wilkin has been on a tear as he takes the 0-1 pitch just outside. He has been on an absolute tear this season for the Mariners.
And you can even argue that the last couple of games he's been on a cold spell.
No, certainly. I mean, even he has. The 1-1 chopped on the ground over to short this time. Again picked up by Neto. Throw on to first in time to record the out. Back-to-back outs recorded by Neto. And we move now to Jordan Beck, who struck out to open up the second.
He's been outstanding at shortstop, Neto, throughout this game. Ranging to his left, we saw a couple of times last inning. This time going to his right. Still no issues. Great job charging that ball. Wilkin, not the slowest guy out there, so he had to hurry it, and that throw was on the money.
Certainly was, as we now bring up Beck. First pitch to Beck. Off speed, finds its way in for a called strike one. No more mist or moisture in the air. It has rather settled and become quite pleasant here at Stony Brook. The 0-1. That one below the knees, just missing inside as well. 1-1.
Yeah, seeing a little bit of sunshine as well peeking through the clouds to our left.
And that's important at a field such as this one. No lights. That's why you got the 5 o'clock start time. 1-1 pitch skips in the dirt. Beck's ahead 2-1. Fourth of July weekend, one of the bigger weekends on the Cape typically. Would love to see the attendance numbers for today across the league. 2-1 count, cracked on the ground again to Neto. He'll pick this one up, throw on to first in time to record the out, and 3 up, 3 down. Same story for the Mariners through 4. We move now to the bottom of the 4th inning. Brewster still leading Harwich 4-0. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube Network. Back to the ballpark here in Brewster. Tim Foley, Colin Casey still with you now for the bottom of the 4th inning, and the day is done for Timmy Manning. Now on to the mound for Harwich, the righty out of Florida State, Brandon Walker. But before we talk about Walker, I mean, let's talk about what we saw from Manning today for a bit.
Yeah, it wasn't his best outing. Again, it really got derailed by that broken up botched double play ball over at second. But all things considered, I think that's one where he might want to just kind of go back to the drawing board in his next time through. 3 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. Didn't walk anyone, which is good, but he also hit 2 batters. So all in all, Manning, I'm sure, looking to get a little bit further and build off of that going into his next time through the rotation.
And the leadoff batter for Brewster in this inning going to be Dylan Carter. Takes a first pitch strike. And now you have a guy on the mound in Brandon Walker, who he himself has not had the greatest success so far this season. Through 2 appearances, pitched an inning and 2/3, given up 5 hits, 3 runs, each of them earned, and he's only struck out once. And he was a guy who, coming into the season, was kind of tabbed to be a kind of closer, as we saw from the few stints from Aaron Holiday, but we're yet to see glimpses of that, as that ball off speed down the dirt is chased after by Carter. A 1-2 count.
Well, this is a good opportunity for Walker because I believe his last appearance was against Falmouth, and he came into a kind of a bad situation where the lead was starting to unravel. This time, his team's trailing by 4, but he comes in at the start of the inning, bases empty, a clean slate, and a great chance for the Seminole to get back in the right direction.
The 1-2, down low, misses. Count now goes 2-2.
It can be kind of tough as a reliever to differentiate between coming in a high leverage situation where you've got runners on base versus a nice fresh start to the inning.
2-2 pitch. Did he check his swing? He did not. Going is Carter, and first strikeout on the first batter seen by Brandon Walker.
That was a really close call, in my opinion, on that check swing. I don't know if his wrist just quite broke, but first base umpire right on top of it. Great start for Walker, getting a guy to chase after a pitch out of the zone. Shows his stuff has really been moving well.
And so now you have a guy in Curtis Byrne coming up to bat. Oh, I may have.
Uh-oh.
My lineup may be mistaken, as 7, Cooper Weiss is up to bat, and I do not know where my scorebook went awry, but something is off, so I'll have to catch up at some point in time. As Walker behind in the count, 2-0 here to Weiss.
Yeah, that's always the worst feeling as a broadcaster, when you realize you might have missed a batter and then the whole order kind of gets messed up. It can really just question your entire broadcasting career.
As the 2-0 pitch misses, ball 3, and I think I know where. I think I must have missed Carter striking out. Nope. Oh, you know what? No, it was Will Simpson. That's my problem, though, not yours at home. It's a 3-0 count here to the batter in Weiss. That pitch outside, it's a 4-ball walk to Weiss. He'll get on.
Yeah, Walker that time trying the same tactic against Byrne, but Weiss a little more patient at the plate, waiting him out. Never ended up getting that strike, and once again, Brewster threatening, trying to add on to this 4-run lead.
I think I am all correct now. So part of me, it was Curtis Byrne who struck out swinging to open up the inning. Cooper Weiss, who just walked onto base, and now we have the top of the order once more, and Nick Biddison, who is 0 for 2 so far on the day. Pitch into Biddison, he takes a hack at it, misses, falls behind 0-1.
Some great investigating, getting that sorted out, Tim.
Yeah,
really on the fly. They should hire you down in Washington at the Pentagon.
Thanks, Colin, as I did not realize I'd be under attack by my own. Runner goes for second. Levin's not going to attempt to throw down, and that's the 4th stolen base by a Whitecap this afternoon.
And it sounded like Levin's even had a chance. That was such an outstanding jump over at first by Weiss. He was running the second any motion was made by Walker. So it's not even on the catchers. They just are so opportunistic. They will take any base they can.
4th different Whitecap to steal a base. Walker is ahead in the count, 0-2. Takes a peek back at second. Shakes back towards home. Delivers. Ball skips away from Levens. Runner's going to go to third. And with one out now, Brewster, man standing on third, is Cooper Weiss.
Yeah, breaking ball in the dirt. Levens kind of turned the wrong way, trying to keep that one in front of him. Ramped up off his mitt, all the way to the backstop, and easy take of third by Weiss.
A 1-2 count here to Biddison. Looking for his first successful plate appearance of the day. Walker shaking off some pitches. Finally finds one he likes, comes set, and delivers. This ball sent up into the air, goes foul beyond the first base side.
Look at the Mariners' infield right now. They appear to be halfway in, not really fully committed to getting the runner at the plate, but hard hit ball. I think we're going to see a play at the plate.
I mean, it's been enough mishaps as the 1-2 pitch is down in the dirt, kept by Levens this time. Count goes 2-2. There's been enough mishaps in this inning for the Mariners where you want to be able to record a guaranteed out if you can. You don't want to overcommit to trying to get this guy at home, because then you might just extend the inning even more should the play not be executed. A 2-2 count here to the batter, Biddison. Down in the dirt, gets away from Levens, looks to his right. It's behind him at the backstop. And coming home, walking across home plate is Biddison, as he knew he had time and a half to come across.
I don't know if that one will be a wild pitch. Might be a pass ball, actually, because it didn't seem that low. Levens just, second the ball hit his glove, he turned to his right, didn't see it. Ball deflected to his left, and Weiss was just able to trot home for the fifth run of the game.
So now a full count here to Biddison, as not the greatest at-bat if you're the Mariners defensively. 3-2 pitch. This one clocked out to center field. Going back to chase after it is Malgeri. At the fence makes the catch. And there's 2 outs now in the fourth.
Boy, Biddison really gave that one a ride out to right center field. There were a lot of gasps in this big crowd thinking it had enough, but hung up there a little bit too long. Malgeri able to run that down with about 10 feet to spare in front of the right center field wall.
It was a pretty well-hit ball, as you mentioned. Fans in the area all thinking it had a chance. Just stayed in. So now this brings up Colin Davis, 0 for 2 today. Struck out looking in the first, grounded out to the pitcher to open up the third. First pitch dealt into Davis, a called strike. Just hitting that outside part of the plate.
And for Walker, all it took was one base runner to get on base, and with the aggressive base running, took all 3 backs without a ball being put in play.
And this one skips away. Ball bounced in the dirt well in front of Levens and ends up hopping over his right shoulder. And we're seeing some more control issues here from Walker on the mound.
Yeah, it seems like it's mostly with that breaking stuff. He's having trouble locating it. He was able to get away with it in the first at-bat against Byrne, but since then, just hasn't been close with it.
1-1 pitch just misses high and outside, 2-1.
I've also noticed he seems to be going exclusively from the stretch, which wasn't the case at the start of the inning. He had been working from the windup with the bases empty.
2-1 pitch, held up on by Davis. Count goes to 3-1. He did not swing, says first base umpire. Walker, he's already walked 1 so far in this inning. Looking to avoid a second walk. Hit on the ground over towards his white cap teammates. Count now full, 3-2.
Tim, I've been trying to get an update on the rest of the league, but Wi-Fi not exactly cooperating at this juncture, so as soon as we get that information, we will be sure to relay it.
Certainly, I mean, that has been a bit of the story of the season for us in the booth, as we try to work through our technical difficulties. Full count here to the batter in Davis. Walker delivers. Again, skipped in the dirt well before home plate, ball 4. So walking down to first base is Davis with Zach Neto coming up to bat.
And that's going to prompt Steve Engler to come out of the dugout, talk with his pitcher. Can't really tell from our angle if there is action in the Mariners bullpen, but if there isn't now, it's possible we might see some soon.
Yeah, it looked good to open up this inning for Walker. Got the first guy to strike out. It was a good looking at bat for the righty. But then the walk, and then just excellent base running by Cooper Weiss, and a lot of mishaps where balls were getting away from Levens or just being misplaced by Walker that have led to Brewster tagging another run this inning. So now you have the shortstop, Zach Neto. He's had a nice day defensively, grounded out to short back in the first inning. Ended up coming all the way around to score in the third inning after getting hit by a pitch. He's one of the base stealers so far this game. Runner goes again. It's a hit and run. This ball skied out to center. Ben Malgieri underneath it. He'll make the catch in right center field, and the inning is over. Brewster does get another run. It's now 5-0 in favor of the Whitecaps. We move to the top of the fifth inning here from Stony Brook Field. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Back with you in Brewster. Carter Putz leading off for Harwich, the designated hitter today. First time he's slotted in the DH position. Traditionally been the first baseman since coming in from Notre Dame. Grounded out to grounded out to first to open up his appearances today at the plate. This ball fouled off, going off of the Stony Brook Elementary School, right beside Stony Brook Field here in Brewster. One of the few ballparks around the league, as 0-1 pitch up high. He did not offer. 1-1 the count. One of the few ballparks around the league that is right beside a school. Of course, you have this one here, Stony Brook White House Field, right next to Monomoy, and then you have another as Putz's ball again fouled off over towards Stony Brook Elementary, and then you have Orleans.
Not Nauset Middle School.
Yep. And I believe YD as well, of course, located at YD.
Dennis Yarmouth High School.
Dennis Yarmouth, I should say.
Yeah, they got it flipped there.
Yes, always catches me. The 1-2 pitch to Putz, chases after it, looks after it to see where it ended up, and shakes his head as he walks out of the batter's box. Goes down swinging, 1 out in the fifth.
Yeah, the fourth strikeout for Rutkowski, who's been outstanding. Just a one base runner, Codier, that came on that inside-out swing down the left field line. He's been untouchable, and he's pitching like a guy who's been in the Cape several years. And that's because he has been.
As the first pitch to the new batter in Beloso misses, ball 1.
Trying to remember off the top of my head because I don't have it in my notes because, you know, the whole internet situation. But believe he was in Byrne in 2018 and then also pitched for Katuitt in 2019.
Next pitch misses, 2-0. So rare enough is it that you see a guy pitch 1 year and then come back, or really any player, position player, pitcher, what have you, but then come back for a third year as the next pitch finds its way in for a called strike 3. Not to mention, Colin, that there was that gap year in between the 2019-2021 season where he effectively could have played 4 seasons as the 2-1 pitch cracked on the ground by Beloso right onto second, throw to first in time to record the second out of the inning.
That middle infield has been busy all game. So over the last 3 innings, they have made plays on, by my count, 6 of the last 8 plays. 6 of the last recorded outs, I should say. Then there was a strikeout and a ground out to third mixed in as well.
Yeah, they have been awfully busy, and middle infields have been giving the Mariners plenty of difficulties as this ball misses just high. Plenty of difficulties early this season. I mean, in both the Orleans and YD games that Harwich has played this season, right up the middle has always been a tough bet as this ball fouled off by Hood. Count now moves to 1-1. Of course, you had Young and Sprinkle for Orleans, who right up the middle had just been making life difficult for the Mariners. And then you had Lee and Hoffman for YD, who have also been excellent. So a tough division in regards to defense. And the Mariners really have not found a way to crack this Eastern Division, which is unfortunate because you're going to be seeing them more often than not. So you have to start to find ways to get balls through gaps, find more success to compete and try and find one of those playoff spots as the 2-1 pitch misses down low. Count now 3-1 to Hood.
It'd be nice to get a little 2-out magic going. We've seen what the Mariners have been able to do with 2 outs over the last couple of weeks as the season's begun.
3-1 pitch. Hood sends that over to the shortstop and Neto. Throw on to first in time to record the out. Another 1-2-3 inning. That's the 4th time this game that the Mariners have been sat down 1-2-3. We move now to the bottom of the 5th. Brewster looking to push their lead. They're up 5-0. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Back to baseball now here in Brewster. Let's take a moment to look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Not too much going on, as typically we open things up early here in Brewster. And so Katuitt and Falmouth currently locked in a 0-0 tie in the top of the 2nd inning. And YD and Hyannis in the top of the 1st, they're tied 0-0. They're just getting underway. Byrne and Wareham, they'll kick off at 6:30, and Chatham and Orleans, a 7 o'clock start time. It's Jake Thompson leading off this inning. He's gotten on base twice so far for Brewster, and he's behind the count 0-1. Brandon Walker still on the mound for Harwich, looking to have a bit of a more successful inning this time around for the M's. Ball hit squarely out to left center field. That gets down, and On first safely with a leadoff single is Jake Thompson.
Yeah, nice job there by Thompson, going the other way with that pitch from Walker. I did like to see Walker attack him to begin the inning, not really trying to get him to chase after anything. Came right after him with a fastball. Just good job of hitting there from Thompson.
And now you have another guy in Gusenberg who also having some success at the plate today. Had a hit in his last at-bat. Of course, was a part of that double steal with Thompson. Gusenberg going down to second, Thompson down to third. And Whitecaps, they haven't had a whole lot of success. I mean, about 500, but they're playing really aggressive. They're playing some good baseball here in Brewster.
Yeah, they certainly have been. I mean, everyone in the East really, no one's gotten out to a crazy start like Byrne has, but everyone has had some stretches of really good baseball in the East thus far. Brewster coming off one of their worst stretches after that loss to Orleans, but boy, they come back in a big way.
It's a 1-1 count here to Gusenberg. Ball skips in the dirt again, and we've seen it time and time again from Walker where it just keeps on bouncing in the dirt, and then Levens, he has to find a way to shuffle in front of it, get the chest in front of it, get the glove, get the helmet if you have to. Just find a way to keep that ball from running to the backstop against a speedy Brewster team. And again, another ball skipping in the dirt, this one just at home plate. Still nowhere near being called a strike, nowhere near enticing for Gusenberg to chase after it. 3-1 count. Small lead off of first from Thompson. Walker will check over.
Haven't seen that much from either Manning or Walker checking on the runners, and I think after a couple of steals, that's been a point of emphasis in that Mariners dugout.
Yeah, keep guys accountable, keep them honest. 3-1 pitch. Tipped off of Levens as he took a stinger there off the bat of Gusenberg. He'll get up, take a bit of a walk around. Home plate umpire takes a step out towards the mound and makes a throw over to Walker to help give the catcher Levens some times to recuperate.
Yeah, I think that ball kind of deflected off his left thigh, an area where there's not a lot of padding. But he's just kind of walking around, shaking that left leg, and goes right back into his crouch. He's fine.
You have to be tough to be a catcher. You really do. Full count here. On first base, Jake Thompson, no outs. Runner goes, ball hit into left. That's going to get down. The hit and run successful as moving towards third is Thompson. Going towards second. No, he's going to come home. Thompson's going to come to the plate. The throw is off the mark. A run comes to score all the way from first on the good jump from Jake Thompson, and Sean Gusenberg an RBI double with no outs here in the fifth.
What a game Gusenberg has had. He scored in the second inning and then drove home a run in the third, and this time just rips one down the left field line on a hit and run. Scoring all the way from first was Thompson. That'll happen when you get such a good jump, and now Levens is shaken up. There was a bit of a collision between him and Jake Thompson as a throw came in, reached out for it, and Thompson kind of clipped him coming into the plate. So hopefully Levens is okay, with the umpire quickly calling over the training staff.
Yeah, you're Thompson. You're not sure when the pitch is going to come in. You just know you've been sent, and he was sent by the third base coach initially because Josh Hood out and left slipped trying to pick up the ball. So that really set that whole sequence of events in motion where you had the runner and Thompson running home, making the collision with Levens, unsure where the throw is, ends up being well off the mark, but still Thompson colliding. And Coach Engler, he is talking to one of the umpires right now. Perhaps not too much of a fan of how that piece of base running was put together by Thompson. Of course, collisions like that, you never like to see them. And it's a situation where if you're a manager, you want to stand up for your player and try to call for a little more accountability in situations like that, where collisions are something that baseball as a whole is really trying to eliminate from the sport.
Yeah, lengthy discussion right now between one of the field umpires and Englert. Had his left arm extended kind of just want an explanation. It's hard to tell exactly what it was for sure. We saw that collision take place for Levens, but I don't think there was much that Thompson really could have done. He was just running to the plate, was prepared to slide. I think he did end up sliding in. And the throw just took him a little bit back towards the runner's base path. Definitely didn't look malicious in intent. I think it's just one of those baseball plays, and unfortunately Levens was on the wrong end of it.
Coach Engler heads back to the dugout. Umpire back into the infield. As play looking to resume now. Now you have Will Simpson, designated hitter out of Washington, who flew out the left in his first at-bat, grounded out to third in his last at-bat in the third inning. He's now in a spot here with no outs and a runner in scoring position, and Sean Goosenberg standing on second. Walker still looking for his first out of the inning. Ball skied up. That's above our heads. Gonna fall back behind us. Takes a bounce on the pavement, and somebody gets it on the hop.
Yeah, those are ones where if you got a glove, you got to get camped underneath it, because the second it hits that pavement, who knows where it's going, but well played. A crowd of about 20 going after that baseball.
Yeah, very populated area just around home plate here at Stony Brook Field. Plenty in attendance. It's an 0-1 count here to Simpson. Walker, we haven't seen him ahead in counts all that much. Comes set, stares back at second, now delivers. Pitch in for a called strike. He's now ahead in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, challenging him with the high fastball. We saw one in the first pitch that ended up being spoiled. Maybe that's the new approach that Walker's taking. So far, it's been effective.
0-2 pitch. Walker took a kick and then canceled his motion. Looked back towards second.
There's a right-hander getting warm for Harwich.
And again, Walker starts his motion, cuts back to try and hold the runner at second, as our scout, Tyler Henry, goes to take a look at the bullpen. Try and get you that report in just a moment.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly if he's going to have much success, because the righty warming up did have his pullover Mariner sweatshirt on. So
I would hope by this time we might recognize some of the guys. 0-2 pitch. Check swing. Did not go. Count now goes to 1-2.
Good job by Simpson of keeping those wrists back, not getting it too far ahead of it. Really tough pitch to lay off, but showed the strength and discipline too.
And shaking his head, no luck, is Tyler Henry. 1-2, ball hit on over towards Wilkin. Looks over at second, whips it over to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning, keeping Goosenberg pinned at second.
Wilkin really has we talk about his bat, but he's got such a great defensive IQ. Every time a ball is hit to him, he knows what the play is. Knew there's a runner on second, took a long look over at Goosenberg at second, made sure he stayed put before firing it on to first. It helps to have such a strong arm, but it's really important as a third baseman to be able to know how to play that position well, because it can be something that makes or breaks your fielding ability if you don't know where to go with the baseball.
Dylan Carter now at bat. He takes the first pitch, bounces in the dirt. Levens ends up having to chase after it up in front of him. It's a 1-0 count. It has been a long day through 4 1/3 so far for Levens behind the plate. He's had to chase after a lot here this past few innings. He's been taking a beating as well. 1-0 pitch finds its way in, called strike, 1-1.
Of course, the Mariners will be in action tomorrow back at White House Field against the Wareham Gatemen, and then they'll have a rare Tuesday off before going back to the Diamond on Wednesday.
Be in Wareham this Wednesday as Walker steps off again to hold the runner at second.
One of 2 trips over the bridge that the Mariners will make this season.
The 1-1 pitch. Ball skipping in the dirt well before home, 2-1.
Which bridge we're talking about, it'll depend on the traffic that day.
Yep, we'll have to see.
Wonder if they're still doing that construction on the Sagamore. I know they were down to 1 lane during the week. Hopefully that's done by now.
That's a nightmare. 2-1 count here to Carter. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Fastball blew it by him. Don't have a radar available to us here at Stony Brook, but could tell that thing had some velocity on it. And that's going to be a balk, I believe, from Walker. And I thought I heard the umpire signal balk as there was some sort of indication made by the home plate umpire.
Might have been checking the count, actually, because it did say 2-2 on the scoreboard. Now it's full.
Now it's full, okay. 3-2 count. Just misses. Levens can't frame it. It's a walk to put Carter on base. This brings up Curtis Byrne.
I didn't miss that one by much. Went for the fastball in the outside corner. Levens just unable to frame it. Danger far from out of it for Brewsters. They've scored in each of the last 4 innings after going down 1-2-3 in the home half of the first.
They have certainly been putting in a lot of work at the plate, taking advantage of this Mariners pitching. Runs scored in each of the innings for Brewster, but the first. First pitch from Walker is taken on a ride out towards center field. Back it goes. Catch made by Malgeri at the fence. Just before that fence out in center field, Malgeri paced over, made the grab, and a big catch made by the center fielder from Northeastern to keep the runners pinned at first and second.
Boy, Curtis Byrne really thought that ball left. He kind of jumped out of the box with a hop in his step as he started trotting towards first, but Ben Malgeri gets an excellent jump on this ball and runs it down with a little bit of a leap out in left center field. Neither runner thought that ball was getting caught because they took a really strong secondary lead. They didn't even think about tagging up. Probably should have with that Northeastern Husky out there running that ball down.
So now you have the new batter in Cooper Weiss. Got on base with a walk in the 4th inning. Ended up coming all the way around to score. Also stole a base in that appearance on the base paths. 2 outs here, fresh count to Weiss. Walker looking in, trying to get out of the inning. Pitch skips in the dirt before home, bounces away from Levens, and runners advance to second and third. So the beat goes on here in the 5th inning.
I think Levens is kind of struggling back there because he's gotten beaten up in this game. He's had had a ball go off his thigh, then had that hit to the head on that play at the plate, and that one I think caught him in a bad spot as well, as he's kind of grimacing in pain as he goes back down into his crouch.
Second time we've seen runners advance from first and second to second and third in this game. 2-0 pitch. Or now is a 2-0 count, pardon me, on the 1-0 pitch. Not where you want to be if you're Walker, behind in the count 2-0 with runners in scoring position. 2-0 up high. Keeping off of it is Weiss. And now he's faced with a 3-0 count.
Definitely don't want to load the bases with 2 away.
I mean, that would bring a guy in Nick Biddison to the plate who's had some struggles so far, but he's made some good contact, so certainly don't want to bring him up. This pitch just missing outside. A 4-pitch walk will put Weiss on the base paths. That's the 4th walk dealt by Walker in this outing.
That's going to prompt pitching coach Steve Grunberger to go out to the mound. Have a little talk with Walker and try to boost his confidence, get him out of this inning.
Folks, once more, a friendly reminder that we are in Orleans tomorrow for a 7 o'clock first pitch against the Firebirds at Eldridge Park. We have 3 more home games this week. Tuesday, we are hosting Falmouth. Wednesday, we are hosting Hyannis. And Friday, we are hosting Orleans. First pitch for all.
It's just been everything down low, well in front of home plate. You're not going to get a lot of guys to bite at that.
Yeah, he hasn't been getting guys to chase after some of those pitches. It's now, by my count, 4 walks so far through an inning and 2/3. So the control, something that Walker's trying to work on. You wonder if it might have been in response to the 2 home runs he gave up in his first 2 appearances. Maybe he just wanted to pitch a little more cautiously, which is a good thing, but I think he's gone a little bit too cautious so far.
Yeah, it's to a point where you don't want to overcompensate in regards to trying to adjust for giving up those home runs. You don't want to be afraid to pitch at guys too much. So Nick Biddison now up to bat, as mentioned, not having the greatest day. He's 0 for 3, but each of those outs have been balls that have been well hit. A hot shot to third, and then 2 balls into the outfield, which were caught by Hood and Malgeri. So now trying to straighten something out, find a hole, get something down, and it would be a good chance to expand this 6-0 lead. 1-0 pitch finds the zone now, 1-1. One pitch, a fastball blows by Biddison, now 1-2.
Yeah, the velos looked really good when he's challenged with that high fastball. If he's able to develop that pitch, it can really turn a corner for him, at least as he continues to get these appearances here on the Cape.
1-2 pitch, this one's squared up, flied out towards right. Settling underneath it is Beck. He'll make the catch, and the inning ends. Another run does come across the score for the Whitecaps. However, it's Jake Thompson who comes all the way around. So we move now to the top of the 6th inning. We'll see Max Codier, Hal Hughes, and Ben Malgeri come up to bat for the Mariners. We'll be back in just a minute. It's 6-0 Brewster here from Stony Brook Field. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Welcome back to Stony Brook Field here in Brewster. Leading it off for the Mariners, it's going to be Max Codier batting out of the 8th spot. And he's the one guy who's found any kind of success so far today for Harwich.
Yeah,
Pardon
he
me,
has.
Colin. Welcome to the broadcast.
Yeah.
As the first pitch into Codier, chopped on the ground, just foul down that first base side.
Yeah, he has first and only hit of the game so far for the Mariners. In fact, the only base runner is. That just shows how strong Rakowski's been. Very similar to what we saw from Evan Shawver, the left-hander for the Mariners. Just really good stuff. Not walking guys, going right after opposing hitters.
The The 0-1 pitch. This one sent out towards left by Codier. It hangs up, however, and the catch is made by Dylan Carter. 1 up, 1 down in the 6th.
Yeah, and out there, but I'm liking what I'm seeing in terms of Codier's approach. He's doing a nice job of taking outside pitches to the opposite field. Rutkowski challenging him on the outside despite giving up a hit on a similar pitch in the 3rd inning. Just going the other way with it, good directional hitting. Those will result in more and more base hits as he gets more reps.
First pitch to the new batter Hughes ends up taking a piece off of the catcher in Curtis Byrne. Fouled back, caught him down low in the thigh. Been a rough day for these catchers. They've been getting battered back there. 0-1 pitch. Ball hit down the right field line. That's going to land foul. Count now 0-2.
That's one of those games for the Mariners where spending, it seems like 80% of their time in the field, 20% in the dugout. Really quick innings at the plate, really long innings out in the field.
Yeah, they've made it easy for Rutkowski to stay up there, stay efficient, and just stay in this game. 0-2 pitch. That one up high. Misses 1-2.
Now the Whitecaps do have a left-hander warming in the pen. Rutkowski has gone long enough to be in line for the victory, so you wonder if the 6 might be his last.
Ball hit out to center field. Underneath it, Colin Davis. He'll make the catch. 2 down now.
And these fly balls today, not really jumping off the bats. They've just been kind of hanging up there. You wonder if it's the wind or what it is, but nobody can really get a hold of one, so it's benefited Brewster, who's kept everything, it seems like, on the ground. They've been hitting these low grounders or low-line drives, finding gaps through the Mariners' defense. Harwich, though, just still looking to get into that hit column after just 1 thus far.
First pitch dealt into Ben Malgieri. Back to the top of the order here. Misses 1-0. Malgieri 0 for 2 today. Struck out to open up the game, then grounded up to 3rd to end the 3rd. Next pitch swings at and misses. A 1-1 count. 1-1 again, fanned and missed. 1-2.
His stuff has not diminished in the slightest as we've gotten on. It seems like he's gotten better as the game has gone on. We're seeing more and more 0-2 counts.
1-2 pitch. Malgieri stays off of that one. Count now goes to 2-2. And he has looked better as the game's gone along. Really has. Longest outing was his last start at 6 innings. That one just misses. Now 3-2. Of course, that was his only other appearance of the season, his last outing. But it was a good one, and he's put together another nice one here today. Full count pitch on 2 outs. Malgieri fouls this one off down the right field side. Foul.
He's looking to improve to 2-0 on the season, keeping that 0.00 ERA. This is his last batter, and he's able to retire Malgieri. He's going to be in a good spot to improve to 2-0.
Payoff pitch. Hit on the ground over towards Neto. Picked up, throw on to first. In time to record the out. 1, 2, 3. Down they go for the 5th time for the Mariners at the plate. It's been a frustrating one. Batting for Harwich. We now move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Brewster coming up. They lead it 6-0 here from Stony Brook Field. We'll be back in just a minute. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Welcome back into Stony Brook here. Mac Bingham, the pinch hitter for Brewster, a new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners. It's Bo Keithley. The day is done for Brandon Walker. His line looked like this. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, each of them earned. Walked 4, struck out 1. First pitch in from Bo Keithley in for a called strike.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, Bingham, a new addition to this Brewster Whitecaps team. He's currently not on their roster, so they did have an influx of guys coming in.
Yep, Bingham, I believe, activated just today out of Arizona. He's behind in the count, though, 0-2. Bo Keithley, a big draft guy coming up, expected to be a highly touted prospect. Swing and a miss, and that's why. A nice-looking pitch to get the batter to reach after that one. 0-3. 1 out on 1 batter here in the 6th.
Yeah, he went with a sidearm submarine, really, delivery to get that punch out. Got Bingham to chase that pitch outside. And something about those Bearcats just being untouchable. We saw Evan Shawver with 2 outstanding starts for the Harwich Mariners. Bo Keithley starting out with the team. Took a little bit of a break, but he's back, and so far so good in his return.
First pitch to the next batter is well outside as he went for the sidearm delivery there, the submarine-esque. And he's got a couple different motions he likes to rotate through. He'll go to that low sidearm to try and get some movement, but probably prop it back up to about 3/4 whenever he wants to whip something in for a fastball. So another submariner here, just misses. 2-0.
And this is a good opportunity for Keithley as well. You know, it's been a little while since he's pitched after being off the roster for about a week, I think it's been. Team trailing by 6, but not a lot of pressure.
Ball fouled off, 2-1 now.
Job's just to come in and get 3 outs.
Certainly, and just kind of get back in the groove of Cape League baseball after having taken about a week off.
And good pitching can inspire the bats. It certainly has for the Whitecaps today with Rutkowski.
2-1 pitch. A nice take there from the batter, Neto. Count now moves to 3-1. Sun streaking through the trees beyond the third base side. 3-1 pitch in for a called strike. Infield is mostly shaded, although you have the area at short, second, and first, each exposed to the sun, so they're going to have to be combating that a bit if a ball were to come off the bat and head in their direction. Full count pitch, swung on, chopped foul over beyond the first base side, over towards some cars. Count stays full.
For the Mariners, really the difference in this one has been, you know, putting guys on base for Brewster and just timely hitting from the Whitecaps. They've only got 6 hits, but they make the most of every single base runner.
As this one clocked up the middle. Base hit gets over the head of Keithley and rolls into center. So a 1-out single coming off the bat of Zach Neto.
Make it 7. That's a good job of 2-strike hitting by Neto. Not trying to do too much, just bat on the ball. Drives it right back where it came, past the shortstop Hughes. Another base runner for the Whitecaps. Again, they've put guys on base in every single inning since the first.
And now you have Jake Thompson, who's been one of those guys for the Whitecaps who's been getting on base. Gotten on base in each of his 3 at-bats so far. Runner goes for second. Levens attempts to throw down. Got him!
Ooh, that was a close play at second. You know, he got such a great jump that I thought that he was going to be in there easily, but credit to Levens putting a perfect throw to Hal Hughes. The tag was there. But again, really close play. I thought his hand might have just snuck in there at that second base bag.
It looked like a tight play. It looked like, as you said it, the runner heading over to second, and Neto had a really nice jump as the first pitch, or the next pitch, I should say, 0-2 the count, or 1-1 the count.
And just the 5th time as a team that Brewster's been caught this season.
One pound. That one misses, 2-1.
Here's a guy who's been nothing short of spectacular at the plate. He's been the cleanup hitter, and he has done just that, reaching base in all 3 of his plate appearances.
1-2 count. Chasing after it was the batter in Thompson. He did go around. And they're running off the field. And that is the end of the inning as the runner was caught stealing. So that is the end of the inning. We move to the top of the 7th now. Mariners going to look to get the bats going. We'll be back at Stony Brook in just a minute. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners YouTube network. Welcome back to Stony Brook here. And now for the play-by-play for the final 3 innings of the game, my broadcast partner, Colin Casey.
Thank you, Tim. From one left-hander from Rutgers to another, as Harrison Rutkowski's day is done, going 6 innings, allowing 1 hit, no earned runs, no walks. He struck out 4. And now we move on to another Rutgers guy, and Brian Fitzpatrick, the left-hander, will look to keep this game where it is, which is 6-0. Brewster Whitecaps. Been all Whitecaps here on this 4th of July. Fitzpatrick looking to bounce back after his first 2 games, including a start. Haven't exactly gone his way, as he has gone 5 innings, giving up 4 earned runs on 8 hits, walked 1, but he has struck out 10, so he's got that punch-out pitch working. He will be greeted by Tatum Levins, the catcher for Harwich, as the first pitch. Fastball over for strike 1.
If you're Harwich, this is your window here. New pitcher. You could not solve Rutkowski. He's gone now. Yes, you have another guy who's also a proven pitcher in this league so far.
There's a pop-up foul. Levins now down 0-2.
But you got to jump on him early and try to fight your way back into this game with only 9 outs left to your name.
Levins 0 for 2 after having his best day at the Cape 2 nights ago against Katuitt, including a 3-run home run over the right field fence at White House Field. This time he rolls over, hits one on the hop, bounces off the lip. Easy play by Goosenberg. Throw on to Thompson is in time, and it's a quick out number 1 to begin the 7th.
Yeah, routine play if you're Brewster, and that's just been the story for the Mariners. They're sending it right at these middle infielders who aren't having to do all that much but make throws onto first. So it's been pretty easy going for them so far defensively.
Brock Wilkin, who is also 0 for 2, steps in, lined out in the first, grounded out to short in the fourth. Swings at the first pitch, hits it out to right field. That will be catchable. Camped underneath it is Biddison. He has it, and there are 2 down.
It looked nice off the bat coming off of Wilkin, but just hung up, and they've been hanging up today. Harwich has just been getting underneath them a bit too much, and Brewster again has just not had to do all that much defensively. Yes, they've had to make some catches, make some throws, but they haven't been going out of their way to do so.
So here's Jordan Beck, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, swings at the first pitch, catches it off the end of the bat. It rolls foul towards the Harwich dugout. Beck struck out swinging in the second, grounded out to short to end the top of the fourth. Fitzpatrick looking to go 1-2-3 out of the pen. The lefty from the windup, his 0-1 is a breaking ball. Bends over the plate, strike 2. These Rutgers lefties not afraid to go right after this Mariners lineup, despite Harwich dropping 10 runs in 8 innings the other night. 0-2 misses down and in. It was actually 7 innings of at-bats because they ended the game after the top of the 8th due to the playing conditions on a wet night at White House Field. The mound was just completely eroding with all that weather. Fitzpatrick with 1-2. Changeup just below the knees.
Now, something we were worried about today was whether or not this game was going to be playable because of field conditions, but both teams got in BP, which hadn't happened the past 2 days, so glad to be out here finally playing some baseball.
Yeah, field looks like it's in great condition. Some much needed rain for the Brewster area, helping out the grass. The 2-2 lined out towards center field, falling quickly, and it will drop in for a base hit. So Jordan Beck with the Mariners' second hit of the ball game, a 2-out single here in the 7th.
Yeah, it looked like a fastball high. Beck had a good eye on it, though, and just roped it out into center field. Nice at-bat for Beck. Was able to battle off and gets on with 2 outs.
Now you hit that one right in front of newly inserted Mac Bingham out in center. He replaces Colin Davis after pinch hitting for him in the bottom of the 6th. Carter Putz digs in with 2 down. Beck takes a lead off first, a quick throw over, and they almost had Beck leaning. A good move by Fitzpatrick. Carter Putz 0 for 2, grounded out to first in the second. Struck out swinging to begin the 5th. First pitch, he sees a check swing, and he went around, says the home plate umpire, strike 1.
Yeah, I couldn't hold up on that one, and certainly went around.
Carter Putz out of Notre Dame is Fighting Irish teammate Zach Preisner getting the day off. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Fielded cleanly. Goosenberg throw on to first. And the inning is over. So we head to the 7th inning stretch. Mariners still scoreless. Brewster leads at 6-0. You're listening to Mariners Baseball on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Home half of the 7th inning from Stony Brook Field. Colin Casey alongside Tim Foley on this Independence Day 2021. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate this great crowd coming here, fighting through the bad weather early on, but now the sun is peeking through the clouds as it sets out in the west. Bo Keithley out there for a 2nd inning of work. He came in, got the job done, Tim. Faced the minimum after giving up a 1-out single. He got some help from his catcher, Levins, and notched another strikeout to end the inning.
Yeah, it's what you needed. I mean, that's the first inning for Harwich defensively that they have not given up a run since the 1st inning. So really nice job by Keithley, able to come in and sort of settle things down. We talked about pitching, inspiring hitting, and you just have to hope that for Harwich you can continue to get good pitching to enable your bats to have a chance to come back in this game. 6 runs, not impossible. Mariners have put up a 6 spot already this season.
First pitch from Keithley to Sean Goosenberg is chopped foul. Goosenberg, like Jake Thompson, has had an outstanding game where he's reached base in all 3 of his trips. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd, came around to score, singled and drove home a run in the 3rd, doubled in a run in the 5th, as he watches a fastball miss just outside 1-1. Brewster held scoreless in the 1st. They grabbed 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 1 in the 5th before being shut out in the 6th. There's a line drive out to center field that will fall in front of Ben Malgeri for a leadoff single. Goosenberg with his 3rd hit of the afternoon, and the Whitecaps are in business to start the home half of the 7th.
They certainly are, and it just continues for them where we're seeing very quick innings at the plate for Harwich, where they go down, be it in order or with only one guy getting on, and just immediately for Brewster, they seem to be able to click and get leadoff guys on base. They've done it successfully a few times so far this game, and it's led to long innings, and it's led to a taxing of these Harwich arms.
Pinch hitter for the Whitecaps, another guy making his debut. It's Spencer Jones out of Vanderbilt. A towering lefty digs into the box. Keithley with a quick check on the runner. Back with a dive is Goosenberg. Jones, fresh off of Commodore's appearance in the College World Series, unable to go back-to-back, losing to Mississippi State. First pitch misses high. Of course, Mississippi State winning its first College World Series in program history. The 1-0, line down the left field line, foul. And if I'm not mistaken, Baylor also, in terms of college basketball, won their first championship, which means out of the Big 4 sports, 3 of them this year, national champions have been first-time national champions. If you throw in UMass as well for hockey. So a really entertaining 2021 for the College Sports World Championship. 1-1 comes in and glances off the knee of Spencer Jones, who whips the bat towards the dugout and trots down to first. So it's a painful first plate appearance to Spencer Jones' summer, but 2 runners on, nobody out for Brewster.
Yeah, keeps going. Like I said already, keeps going for Brewster. And if you're Keithley on the mound, you give up a single to the first guy. You can't let that unsettle you so much. You come back, you hit the next guy, and now 2 on with none out for Brewster.
Here's Dylan Carter, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. He also came in to score. And he lines this one out to left field, falling quickly. It drops in front of Hood for a base hit. Coming in to score is Goosenberg. A slide by Jones into third. He is in safely. RBI double for Dylan Carter. Extra point is good for Brewster. They lead at 7-0.
It just keeps on coming, and hitting's contagious as Brewster has not let up one bit this game. You know, after being held scoreless in the 6th, they're right back at it with another run here in the 7th.
And they've been getting production all throughout the order. 1 through 9 have been producing. In fact, their leadoff hitter, Nick Biddison, the only one who has not reached base in this game. He'll look to change that as he's currently in the hole. Curtis Byrne watches a first pitch called strike at the knees from Bo Keithley. Byrne singled in a run in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth, flew out to center in the fifth. He's got two in scoring position in Jones and Carter. And he takes a big swing and sends this one high in the air on the infield. Hughes will call everyone off, and he makes the catch as the Mariners finally get out number one.
Yeah, you need a gimme like that if you're Harwich. Just something easy, something playable for your guys to get an out, as now you have a new batter coming up for Brewster.
That'll be Cooper Weiss, the third baseman. Had an RBI ground out in the second inning, played in the final run of that frame. Walked, stole a bag, and came around to score in the fourth, and then drew a walk in the fifth. So very productive game for the 9-hole hitter as he chops one foul outside of third. Wilkin couldn't quite field it in fair territory. Winning this one, if the score holds, would go to Harrison Rutkowski. He'd improved to 2-0. Timmy Manning currently on the hook for the loss for Harwich. Left side of the infield playing halfway in. Wilkin and Hughes. With runners at second and third, the 0-1. Pulling the string, it's on the outside corner. Weiss not a fan of that call, but he falls behind 0-2. Sun continues to set here in Brewster. Of course, no lights at Stony Brook Field, so we'll see if we can get all 9 innings in as the breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. Bo Keithley starting to battle back here in the 7th as he gets Cooper Weiss on strikes. There are now 2 down.
Top of the lineup for the Whitecaps. Now batting the right fielder from Virginia Tech.
So Nick Biddison looking to finally get in the hit column. He is 0 for 4. Pretty much found every way to get out in this game. He lined out in the first, grounded out in the second, and then flew out in the fourth and fifth. So maybe 5th time's the charm for the Virginia Tech Hokie. First pitch, a check swing, and he did in fact go around strike 1.
Yeah, it's just a nice pitch to open up the at-bat for Keithley. Off speed, pretty much landed almost right at the plate, but offering on it was Biddison.
Keithley with the 0-1, foul tipped off the glove of Levens to the backstop. It's been ahead in the count a lot of times this inning. Obviously, you hit Jones, who stands at third base, but other than that, it's been pounding the zone. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch from Keithley. Fastball on the outside corner, strike 3. So Bo Keithley able to battle back with second and third, nobody out. He only allows 1 run. And we head to the 8th inning. Brewster 7, Harwich nothing on this Independence Day edition of Mariners Baseball, presented right here on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Brewster Whitecaps lead it 7-0 over the Harwich Mariners as we head to the 8th inning from Stony Brook Field. Colin Casey alongside Tim Foley bringing you coverage here on this 4th of July. 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors so far for Brewster. The Mariners with just 2 hits. They committed 1 pretty costly error in the second inning. And if you want to look back at the big play in this game, Tim, you could argue it was that error that cost the Mariners not 1 but 2 outs in that home half of the second inning.
Yeah, certainly. The missed double play opportunity to help get Manning out of that inning and help preserve some confidence, perhaps get him rolling after after the start he had, but unfortunately not the case. And Brewster, they've really been opportunistic today. I mean, they get one guy on, whether it be by a hit by pitch or a walk, and they just run from there. They've looked good.
Cade Beloso digs in to start the 8th. He watches a fastball for strike 1. Beloso struck out swinging to end the top of the 2nd, grounded out to 2nd in the 5th. Fitzpatrick back out for a 2nd inning of work, misses with a breaking ball, 1-1. Getting out of town scores. Katuitt jumping out to a 4-0 lead over the Falmouth Commodores at Arnie Allen Diamond. That one in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball just outside, 2-1. YD Red Sox have drawn first blood. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th over Hyannis. There's a liner caught. Good jump at third by Weiss on that ball, and he's able to snare that for out number 1. Beloso kind of handcuffed on that one, just fought it off, made decent contact, but a great job by Weiss of reading it. They don't call it the hot corner for nothing over at third.
No, really nice defensive play, and Harwich, again, just can't find these gaps. Not at all.
Yeah, the luck certainly hasn't helped the Mariners as Josh Hood watches a breaking ball for a called strike. Not a fan of that one.
No, certainly not. You could see, might have made a comment back to the umpire.
0-1, hit hard on the ground to short. Neto once again comes up with it. The throw on to first is in time. Zach Neto has been nothing short of outstanding at short. That ball stung right at him. He's able to pick it and make the throw for out number 2.
And it took a high bounce right at him on that last hop before it reached him. A really nice read to adjust to that and not take it up high in the chest. And that's the 3rd time that Hood has grounded out to Neto this game.
Yeah, he's certainly seen enough of him. So 2 down in the top of the 8th. First pitch swing, a chopper right back to Brian Fitzpatrick. He underhands it. Codier retired. A 1-2-3 8th inning for the Brewster Whitecaps as their pitching has been nothing short of spectacular on this holiday. 7-0, the Whitecaps lead the Mariners. We head to the home half of the 8th. You're listening here on the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Bottom from the 8th from Brewster, where the Whitecaps lead it 7-0 over the Harwich Mariners, their next door neighbors here on the Cape. Just hasn't been the Mariners' night at the plate or in the field, really. Just one of those games where not much has gone their way, just the 2 hits recorded. Sometimes you use up all those hits in one game. It seems like the Mariners did that the other night, Tim, against Katuitt, just not finding any holes, like you said, before the break.
Yeah, it's been all or nothing in regards of run support. And granted, you give up 7 runs, it's going to be tough to win a ball game, but especially difficult when you can only muster up 2 hits.
Second at-bat for Mac Bingham, who replaced Colin Davis. And the first pitch comes in and glances off Bingham as Keithley hits a man to begin the home half of the 8th. Bingham trots down to first.
Just more tough luck for the Mariners. Again, another leadoff guy getting on, and frustrations mounting here for Harwich, down 7.
And the first base umpire kind of came in to say something. I don't know if it was to Keithley or the home plate umpire. But regardless, Bingham standing on first base, still nobody out. And Zach Neto will have his 5th plate appearance of the game. He's reached base twice, came around to score in the 3rd. His last trip, he singled and was caught stealing in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, and Neto takes a huge rip, comes up empty, 0-1.
Yeah, nice off speed from Keithley. Just missing that bat of Neto.
And a right-hander getting loosed for the Whitecaps in the bullpen. Wonder if Fitzpatrick will just go the 2 innings. Snap throw by Keithley, and Mac Bingham back with a dive. Two other games going on right now in the Cape that we've yet to mention. Byrne and Wareham scoreless in the home half of the 3rd from Spillane Field. 0-1 popped up, and that will make its way towards the playground behind us, which smartly is covered up with protective netting, but that ball missing the netting. And one other game that just began to the east at Eldridge Park, Chatham and Orleans scoreless. That game only through half an inning. Important matchup between two Eastern teams as the 0-2 is fouled off once again off to the right. Not surprising that all these games played between teams that are basically bordering each other, trying to limit the travel, as I'm sure on a 4th of July Sunday, not exactly the best time to be out driving.
No, roads are certainly going to be crowded, but you also want to draw a lot of fans from each crowd as that pitch misses up high so that these teams can get as much donation revenue coming through the gate as possible. That's part of why yesterday's rainout was so unfortunate, because you have a home and home across the league yesterday and today.
Yep.
So half the league not having home games yesterday on arguably what's supposed to be the biggest weekend of the season, taking away a lot of revenue.
Breaking ball hit on the ground to 3rd. Wilkin, the throw to 2nd for 1. On to 1st. It's a double play. 5-4-3, a good turn at 2nd by Codier. And the leadoff man is dispatched just like that. There are now 2 down in the bottom of the 8th.
Some nice defense there from Harwich. Wilkin, a good turn onto 2nd. And we've said it, he's got a good arm. He whipped that thing down over to Hughes standing, or pardon me, Codier standing on 2nd. So a good break for Harwich. Yeah, the leadoff guy got on, but you're able to retire him with some nice defense and chance to get out of the inning. 1-2-3.
So with the bases empty, here is Jake Thompson. Reached base in his first 3 trips, but struck out his last time up. First pitch from Keithley misses just outside. That last trip coming against Keithley to end the 6th inning. The 1-0. Fastball at the letters, 1-1. Doesn't appear to be an issue for daylight in this one. Still yet to hit 7:30. Still plenty of time to get this one in with just a few more outs needed to be recorded as Thompson spoils that pitch foul 1-2.
Yeah, game's been cruising along. Gives fans enough time to go and check out some fireworks here tonight, or perhaps make their way over to another ballpark, catch the end of another game.
Yeah, they could just head east to Orleans. That game not very far into it. 1-2 misses outside. Keithley trying to complete his 3rd inning of work out of the pen. Timmy Manning, Brennan Walker taking care of the first 5 for Harwich. 2-2 is fouled straight back. Whitecaps looking to pick up their 5th victory of the year, I believe. 2-2. Off speed, fouled off once again.
And if they're able to hold on to this 7-0 lead, and what a way to do it. you mentioned it a bit earlier. This whole lineup, top to bottom, has really been contributing for Brewster. That's a good way to win a baseball game, to make sure everybody's up and going.
Another 2-2. Breaking ball in there, called strike 3. Keithley fooled him, and he gets out of the inning with no harm done. We head to the 9th from Stony Brook Field. Whitecaps 7. Harwich with their last chance coming. No runs yet. You're listening to Harwich Mariners Radio Network.
Texas Christian.
Top of the 9th inning from Brewster. The Harwich Mariners trail 7-0 to the Whitecaps. And it will be the 9-1 and 2 hitters looking to keep this game alive. Hal Hughes, Ben Malgieri, and Tatum Levin. So Hughes, the shortstop, 0 for 2, looking to get in the hit column. And Tim, an interesting stat brought up by Tyler Henry during the break. In wins this season, all 4 of the Harwich Mariners wins, they've combined for 37 runs. That's just over 9 runs per game. In non-wins, I believe that number dips to 5. I'm trying to read his handwriting here. 8. So it was actually in 5 non-wins, they've only scored 8 runs. That's just me not being able to read. I can't even blame that on his handwriting. And 1 or fewer in 5 of those games.
Yeah, and that just leads back to what we were saying earlier. What's been the season is... Oh.
Hughes hits one in the air down the right field line towards the bullpen, running out of room, and it will fall as given a good chase was Thompson.
It's just been all or nothing when it comes to run support. Harwich has scored double digits in 3 of those 4 wins to get those wins, but you have to be able to find ways to manage consistent plate appearances across games. And, you know, it's still, we're about a quarter of the way through the season, but when you think about how many games have actually been played, it's still relatively early for a team to still be putting it together with guys who are constantly coming in.
Hughes hits this one on the ground to short. What else is new, right? To Zach Neto. The throw pulls him off, but the tag is in time, and Neto records yet another assist. Brewster 2 outs away from securing the victory, 1 away in the top of the 9th.
Top of the lineup for Harwich. Now batting the center fielder.
Yeah, I mean, for Neto, he's helped record 9 of the outs so far in today's game. He's been busy over at short end. It's a lot of chances for him to make a mistake. He has not made 1.
Ben Malgieri, first pitch swinging, and he chops it foul to the left. Mariners looking to avoid being shut out for the 2nd time this season. The other one, have to go back to check, but I believe that it came at home, and it did against YD in the first matchup between those 2 teams. The pitch misses low, it's 1-2.
Glad to see we're already at the point in the season where we have to be rifling viciously back through our scorebooks to find prior games.
I don't know why I didn't know that one off the top of my head. Correction, 1-1 is the count. The pitch to Malgieri. Fastball misses up. Then Malgieri, 0 for 3, like much of his teammates in this one. Struck out in the first, couple of ground outs since. 2 hits in this game for the Mariners, one coming in the 3rd from Max Codier, the other in the 7th from Jordan Beck. Ryan Fitzpatrick with the 2-1. Off speed misses down and out, and Brewster in danger of issuing its first walk of the game.
Yeah, they've looked pretty good on the mound, and regardless of this, they still will.
Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. Malgeri swinging for the fences. The count now full.
Yeah, hitters count like that. You have to take a big cut, try to fight your way back into it. Down to your final 2 outs, down 7. No shocker, Malgeri trying to do some damage there.
Payoff pitch in there for strike 3. Malgeri slams his bat down in frustration. He knew he had a pitch to hit, and he walks back to the dugout. So just like that, the Mariners are down to their final out here in Brewster. Tatum Levens will actually not bat here as he is pinch hit for.
Might be Newell.
Yeah, I believe it is. First pitch to him, misses inside. Now it actually got him, so just like that, Chris Newell is going to reach base. So third base runner of the game as that one just grazes Newell. So just like that, 2 guys that have made their debut in this game, Tim, getting on via hit by pitches. After, for Brewster, it was Spencer Jones who reached base via an HBP.
Yeah, welcome to the Cape.
So Newell, the runner at first, and Brock Wilkin looking to break out of this 0 for 3 he's currently on. And he swings the first pitch, pops it up foul, just over our heads. And that ball will bounce in. There's a pile going for that ball. What I don't understand, there are a bunch of kids looking to play on the hop. Just catch it on the fly, Camp under it like a lot of your coaches tell you to. Use 2 hands. That way no one's got a chance at it. The 0-1 misses outside.
Colin, I don't know how many teeth you have to spare, but I personally would not want to get under that thing if I did not have a glove.
You get your glove in front of your face, there's nothing to worry about.
Just my luck. It would take a funky bounce or I'd just misread it.
The 1-1 swing and a miss, and the Mariners are down to their final strike. Brewster looking to, for the time being, step into a share of first with the YD Red Sox in the East. Newell takes his lead off first. Fitzpatrick looks over at him, now comes home. There's a drive out to left field and deep, carrying back towards the fence, and it's caught at the wall. A microcosm to how this game has gone for the Harwich Mariners. Brock Wilkin unable to get that one out of the ballpark, and the ball game is over. So the Mariners are shut out on this 4th of July on the road against Brewster. The Whitecaps win this one by a final score of 7-0. When we come back, we'll wrap things up. You're listening to the Harwich Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back one last time to Stony Brook Field, where the Brewster Whitecaps shut out the Harwich Mariners here on the 4th of July. Final score 7-0. Brewster beating the M's. Tim Foley, it was one of those games where Harwich didn't get the pitching they would have liked, but more importantly, they had absolutely no offense. They were unable to solve the Rutgers duo of Harrison Rutkowski and Brian Fitzpatrick.
No, they certainly weren't able to. I mean, you look at the final line, and Harwich, he only struck out 5 times. But that means the other 22 outs accounted for were all just balls hit to the infield and right at, in particular, the shortstop for the Whitecaps, Zach Neto, who the Mariners are going to be seeing in their nightmares tonight, as Neto was just an absolute force for Brewster, putting in work all day long. I mean, if you're Harwich, you had bats on balls, but like we've been saying all game long, just could not get a good enough piece of hitting together to actually find some open space. And then, of course, the very few times they did get hits, they weren't in the same inning. And so not a good look offensively. And then, of course, as you said, you're hoping for a bit of a better showing on the pitching side of things. But with how pitching has gone for Harwich all season long, it's really not too much of a surprise that one finally slipped away from them on the mound.
Yeah, and it's not like, as you mentioned, they weren't striking out a lot, only 5 strikeouts as a team. So they were putting the balls in play, not getting much luck, and didn't go so well on the pitching side either as well. The Mariners finish with no runs on 2 hits, 1 error. They left 3 on base. Brewster 7 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They stranded 9. The win in this one goes to Harrison Rutkowski, who went 6 shutout innings once again, allowing just 1 hit, striking out 4. He has given up 3 hits and 0 walks over 12 innings so far on the Cape. Loss in this one goes to Tim Manning. He falls to 0-1 on the season. Brian Fitzpatrick picks up a save because he went 3 innings and 3 shutout innings, giving up just 1 hit. So that does qualify as his first save of the season. This game took 2 hours and 35 minutes to complete here on the 4th of July. The Mariners will be back in action tomorrow at 6:30, I believe, at White House Field, as they will host the Wareham Gatemen. Brewster, on the other hand, they will travel to Eldridge Park to face the Orleans Firebirds in a battle of Eastern Division teams. For all of us here at Stony Brook Field, for our producer Chris Cassidy, for my broadcast partner Tim Foley, I knew I would do it at some point. Broadcast partner Tim Foley, I'm Colin Casey. Thank you for tuning in. A happy Independence Day, and we will see you tomorrow night when the Mariners take on the Wareham Gatemen. So long, everyone.